What's going on? Welcome to VT Sports. I'm Danny Cannell alongside my guy Chris Mano. Fun show lined up for you today. A lot to get to. NBA playoffs, we got OKC sweeps and Mano's New York Knicks sweep as well. Weren't even challenged in that series. We'll break that down. Wemby, we see Victor Wembanyama show a side we have not seen yet out of the big man, showing a little bit of frustration. We've got more. I've told you it feels like every show for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've got a Russini Files update. There is more, including possibly reconciliation there. We'll break that down as well. The UFC fight this past weekend was awesome. The aftermath was not. I'll address that in a little bit. Plus, we got to break some cards here. We got to rip some packs, talk a little smack. I love that show, by the way. You guys are doing a fantastic idea. So a lot to get to. Before we do any of that, let me check in with my guy, Mano. You were traveling a little bit up in New York. Was it good?
First trip up to the Big Apple with the baby.
Yeah. How was flying with the baby?
Well, my wife is masterful. That's the only reason it wound up being smooth sailing. She timed out a feeding properly. She knew that she would sleep as soon as she was done, so we started the feeding on the ground. We finished it as we got to the ears pop time.
Yeah,
dude, she's surgical with it. It was amazing, and she apparently with the baby you can get on the plane early.
Oh yeah.
So she had this master plan where she said, "What I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the plane a half hour early. I'm going to disinfect our whole row. You sit with the baby out there in the terminal, and when I give you the signal, get on last." And I'm like, whatever you say, boss.
Right.
And it worked out perfect.
Nice. We've tried to use that, because it's a great feature of having kids is they let, they say, hey, if you have small children, come on up.
Yeah.
And they usually are talking about infants like yours, but they do give a break like when they're 5 and 6 because they realize, hey, you got kids. It's hard to get on. I tried it all the way up until my daughters were 13 and 14. I'd be like, hey, they're kids, right? And sometimes it worked, sometimes it did not. And they'd be, nope, back of the line.
Yeah.
But you never know. It was worth a shot. And because you get to get in there, get comfortable. But yeah, it's something you were right in the thick of it. So you deserve that one. I might have been trying to finagle the system a little bit.
Bro, she woke up with 20 minutes to go. So happy and pleasant. And I got this great video of her like squealing and laughing. And I'm like, I think she's going to annoy people doing this. So I had to try to calm her down. But, bro, it was beautiful. She's still up there, by the way, so I miss you guys.
Love it. All right, let's hit the NBA playoffs because they are in full swing right now. We've already wrapped up a couple series. The Thunder, I don't think there was too much surprise there. Thunder were a heavy favorite against LeBron without Luka. Was not real competitive. The last game, they cut it to 5 points, but it just looked to be too much for the LA Lakers to overcome there. Anything surprising is that in that series? I mean, that was kind of what we expected. Are you more impressed with OKC as the favorite, or do you have any reservations? I mean, I don't know how you can after what they showcased.
No, they are everything that they were made out to be, and then some. I thought it was kind of weird at the end of the game when, last night, for a couple of minutes, I thought the Lakers had a chance to steal one just on guts. And Rui Hachimura was cooking. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Those late games kill me, by the way. I hate the late games, so I don't see many of those. I catch the replays.
Well, we'll be real. The only reason it happened is because my family's up north. But
right.
So I was locked in. I watched it. Rui is going bananas in the fourth quarter, and they pulled him out of the game. I don't know why they did this, but he was the hot hand. Couple of and ones in a row, 3-point plays, 4-point plays, and they pulled him out of the game. I mean, they got a lot of contributions from their bench guys. Jackson Hayes, I think, pitched 20 in. LeBron was LeBron. Reeves was back playing well. And, they look good. You see it's a 1-point game at the end, and it was going back and forth. But, too much. Oklahoma City, man, they can get it from 4 or 5 guys. They can lock in and clamp you when they need to. I'll be honest, bro. Shea, not a brand of basketball I like, man. I don't like watching him.
Really?
Yeah, and he's the face of the league in the sense that he's the best player on the best team, and he's going to be an MVP candidate for the next bunch of years. But man, oh man, is he an actor?
Yeah. The flopping, we talked about that last week. It's just, unfortunately, I think soccer has crept into the NBA, and it's been doing so slowly and more so for the past 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these kids, grew up either playing FIFA online, and then they kind of started watching soccer. And the bottom line is, if you get away with it, why wouldn't you keep doing it?
Of course.
If it benefits your game. And I've seen other NBA guys say, hey, when you go back and watch Jordan, he got every call. He got every call, but he wasn't flopping to do it. He was getting killed at the rim.
And I think, it's probably not even right. I could be wrong. It's my preference, but I don't care if you work the refs between calls. That's what Jordan was doing.
Right.
He was putting an arm around the ref and just getting in his ear between plays, but I never saw him like a gust of wind blow and him throw his hands and his head's flying all over the place. And you see it all over. You see it from Shea. You see it from Joel Embiid. Look, I love him dearly, but I mean, Brunson's got a little bit of it in him, you know? But it's getting to the point where it's like they can't play more than 30 seconds without one of these guys all over the ground. And it's like, it's a little bit it's not a great watch always. But look, yeah, like you said, man, the Thunder are an absolute wagon. They looked last year, they ran through everybody. They've won 8 out of a possible 8 games so far, sweeping the first 2 series. I mean, and man, they're getting contributions from everywhere. They look great.
So now with the LA Lakers being eliminated, LeBron, 41 years old.
Yeah.
Is that the last time we see him as a Laker? I think he's playing somewhere. I think he's going to come back to LA. I think he loves Los Angeles. I think he loves being a Laker. I don't know what he views as far as legacy. I don't know if he wants to go to another team. Now, maybe he goes back to Cleveland, maybe tries one of those, finish out. They're a better team now. He could help them maybe make a run in the Eastern Conference. But I think he likes being a Laker. I think he likes playing with his kid. I think he's going to be back in Los Angeles. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the first thing we have to do is put to bed any possibility that he doesn't play next year. Right? Like, he didn't come out and say it, that he's going to or he's not going to. But there is no way in the world that he does not play like next year. Because, look, he's 41 years old. The guy is still a top 12 player in the league, maybe 15 player in the league. He's unbelievable. And he's got the possibility, like we said, to take over any night, carry them through round 1 pretty much by himself. And who knows what they would have been with Luka on the floor, which is pretty frustrating. I think that's a big piece of why I think he does come back to LA. Yes, he loves it. He loves being out there with the Lakers. I know he wants to try to get another ring out there, and I think he wants to run it back with Luka and see what they could do. Look, I'm telling you, man, I think there's something. You said it last episode. The Bronny thing is enormous. I don't know how many teams take on a 42-year-old LeBron and Bronny like I think they'd embrace them in LA still. I think if he does go somewhere else, it's probably Cleveland. There's been some chirps this morning of the Knicks, and I just
I did not think about New York because I do think about
New York.
He would love playing in New York.
I'll tell you what he would love. He would love to come to New York,
yes,
and glory hound them into a championship.
Oh,
dude, they're 90% of the way there now. He would love to come on and say he was the guy that got them over the hump. I know you guys could tell I'm not the biggest LeBron guy, but I don't want that with any part of me. And then Cleveland is interesting, but if you're Cleveland, how many times do you let this guy bounce and then come back? Like, I mean, the first
as many times as he wants to.
Do you really?
I think they do. I think, they were burned by him, but then he brought him the championship. And I think he's from there. He always, reminds people, I'm just a kid from Akron. Like, I think it's hometown. And if it was, this is my last stop, like I want to finish where I started, I think they would embrace him with open arms.
Yeah, but we talk about other stories like today where you've been burned once and you've been burned twice and you take that person back. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. I guess bringing them a championship out there probably does count for a ton. But I don't know. We've seen fans, and we're going to talk about it a little later, fans that, I mean, we saw the building in Philly get absolutely overrun by opposed. How loyal can a fan base be?
Right.
How many times can you let a guy burn you at his peak? And every time he leaves the franchise in shambles, right? Mm-hmm. So it's frustrating. I don't know how I would feel about him coming back. Look, absolutely a Mount Rushmore player. He has the right to come and go when he pleases. I personally think he's probably got 5 years left if he wants to do it. But, yeah, I think next year probably Lakers is my first choice. Cleveland is my second choice. I think he probably doesn't retire, but that would probably be a distant third.
I kind of want to see him in New York just to see your reaction, to see your reaction and all those Knicks fans because they would love to have him.
I'll tell you how I would accept him.
Yeah.
I would accept him.
Win?
If they win a championship this year.
Right.
Then he can come to town.
Right.
B, if he comes to town and they don't win a championship, come off the bench or play like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And don't be the guy. Because if Jalen Brunson and Cat and these guys who have been building something out there, if you got to come in and just start taking the load of the and it winds up being on. No, I can't have that.
You mentioned LeBron as a Mount Rushmore player.
Yeah.
Last time we did a show was last Friday.
Yep.
Skip Bayless returned to First Take. Did you see him
Yeah.
list his top 10 players of all time? I mean, I think, was that how they started the show? Was with that debate? Because they knew it would get everybody riled up. And it's such a classic.
And it did the job.
Skip is such a troll, and he's probably the best troll of all time. And he has been LeBron's nemesis. And to put him at 8, I think was where he was on the list.
I thought it was 10, but
just classic. No, I think he wanted to make it sort of, it wasn't too obvious. So I think he had like Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, like a couple bigs behind him, but he had him at 8, which I thought was just an all-time classic Skip Bayless move.
I think he's been so impressive the last 2 years that I've sort of changed like how I paint the picture, right? To me, he'll never be the greatest player of all time, but I will concede most versatile player of all time. He's the guy who I think can do the most things at a super high level. The problem is, as long as every stat you lead in is a compile stat,
right,
you can't be the greatest of all time. If Mike's done everything that any player aspires to do in 2/3 of the time and counting, I don't know how you make that claim. And then, you know, we go through it a lot with, I did a case study. It's actually going to come out shortly, guys. And it's about how not all rings are created equal. And we talk about how LeBron's journey through an East where teams like Al Horford's and Jeff Teague's and Paul Millsap's Hawks were winning #1 overall seeds. That's the East he was going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and when Mike was in the league, it was 12 less teams. So that might have been a little bit watered down. So we have a dark horse in there. So check out the case study, guys. You might like it.
Love it. I see that. Skip had LeBron like 9th. You were right, closer to 10, but he was 9th, so we didn't have him actually at 10.
How much of what Skip does you think he believes? You think he believes like a lot of it, or he does believe it, and that's why he's so good?
I think he talks himself into it. You know, like I think he talks himself into believing it.
That's called a sociopath, right? Is that what we call that?
I think so. But I think Skip has probably always been a LeBron hater, which I would kind of. I mean, when LeBron was on the Heat, I was all for it. Hey, let's go, bring him. I don't care if he's coming the big.
What was he like with LeBron originally with the Cavs? Was he a hater still?
That's a great question because early on when he was young, he came in
lovable
and exceeded the expectations, and it was like, how's this kid going to do it? He was, you know, on the cover of Sports Illustrated in what, 8th grade, 9th grade, something like that. And then he came in and he actually carried the team to the finals. I mean, that was impressive.
It's incredible.
I don't know when the switch happened, but see here, this is where I think Skip is good. When everybody zigs, he zags. So when everybody started to say LeBron is the next Michael Jordan, I think that's when Skip said, whoa, 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 let's wait a second. Maybe he's not. And then he's dug his heels in ever since, realizing it is one of the most hotly contested debates in the history of sports. And he's dug his feet in. But I think all of his debates, like where it's like, I think he finds something that he really believes in, like the clutch gene. And he says, all right, LeBron doesn't have it. And then he just hangs on to that for all time.
Tim Tebow, right? When he was at his
peak, he's a great player, and he can play quarterback, and you just have to figure out how to use him. He was the same way with Johnny Manziel.
He was.
Like, he loved Johnny Manziel. I think he loves Diego Pavia, who's small. So I think if I had a trend to see, I think he does latch on to the guys that are the little guys that trying to overcome, that maybe get knocked by the traditional blue blood guys, you know, the guys with all the talent. Yeah, the underdogs.
That's
which,
cool.
Again, that attracts a certain portion of a crowd. It's like, yeah, we want to root for him. But he definitely is very calculated, and he definitely comes with a lot of good information when he makes those arguments. And he's one of the best.
I'm going to tell you and I guess I probably, if I had to be boxed into something, and maybe it would be a LeBron hater, right? It's okay. I'm comfortable with it. But what I think more than anything, it's not even LeBron so much. It's that I can't go onto social media and say that there's been one person to walk the face of this earth that I think is better. And they take it like I'm disrespecting him. Like, if I'm like, he's a phenomenal player, I'm going to acknowledge everything he's done. I think there's been one player in the history of basketball better. They'll start cursing at my family. They'll put my NFL profile up and talk about how poor it was. I'm like, I get it. Like, I'm not, but it's like, they take it as like a massive disrespect. And I think that's a big piece of why I personally am like, all right, bro, I don't even want to hear about him no more.
Yeah. It is very much an age thing. Like, you know, if you I grew up on Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I did not grow up on LeBron. So I feel like some of the younger generation who just see old clips of MJ and all they've watched and known is LeBron, that's who they're going to latch on to, which I totally understand. And I do think that generation is used to being more vocal, more spewing more vitriol on social media, so they would have made more comfortable throwing just insults as opposed to making an argument. They'll just throw insults at you to try to make their case. That's kind of what they've grown up in.
I had a great discussion in this room with Julius and the boys a couple of days ago, and we want to talk to the guys who overlapped, and we were trying to think of who it was. Kobe would have been the best one, right? I think a guy like Grant Hill we thought of. We thought about I think Nash is a guy we said.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could tap into my headphones, but me and Julius were talking about it. And I would love to hear what these guys think. The guys who played both of them at a pretty high level, like the guys who played Mike with the Wizards and then try to compare it to LeBron with the Heat.
Then, like, if they played against Jordan and the Wizards, it was toward the back end.
That's what
I'm
trying to say. You know? Yeah, I don't want one of those guys. I want a guy who got him like that last three-peat with the Bulls and then maybe got like the first 5 or 6 years of LeBron.
Right.
And could tell me. I think Kobe probably would have been the best, right? Because he was still mixing it up with them in 97, 98.
And I know I put it in one of our group chats, but I still think Kobe gets overlooked in this conversation as well as one of the greatest of all time, because I think the debate should be between Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Ooh. And LeBron takes a backseat to those two.
There it is.
Just from as far. Now, that's killer instinct. That's one game. Who do you want the ball at the end of the game? Like, I think very clearly it's Kobe or Michael. I think LeBron is somebody who maybe want to build a franchise around, right? And even then, I think it's kind of debatable because I'd still maybe want that killer mindset every day at practice, 82 games a year, as opposed to the new mindset of LeBron, who's more of, I'm going to take my rest. I'm going to kind of make sure, you know, I'm the head of things. I'm not going to, you know, I'm the coach. I'm the GM. I make all the decisions. Where you had to see Kobe and Michael, they kind of went to Phil and they had to work with a head coach that they respected, but they played within a system that was a little bit different than today's player.
Yeah, I mean, and if you look at, you've heard all of them say, I mean, Kobe will come right out and say it. My game was tailor-made after Mike, and he was like him on the floor, in between whistles, after a play to celebrate. Like, Kobe patterned everything he did after his hero, Mike. LeBron is great in his way, but his game doesn't really mimic Mike's game. No. His game mimics a guy more like Magic's. Right. So, like, that's kind of where it's hard to, like, compare the two. But check out our case study. I'm telling you, it's exactly what you're talking about. We call it the gauntlet. And we're talking about the way that guys got through and how Kobe his rings kind of hold more weight with us than some of these other ones. So check it out. It should be cool.
I love it. All right. Your Knicks sweep 4-0 over the Sixers wasn't competitive at all. True story. My sister, we actually had dinner on Mother's Day at my mom's house, and they had just gotten back from New York City. Okay. And I was like, what'd you guys do? Did you guys go see a show? What'd you do? And they said, oh, we went to the Garden. Oh. We went to see the Knicks. And I was like, wait a second. You guys got in on Friday. I'm like, what? They were in Philly. And they said, we went to game 3 at the Garden. And I was like, I had that look like you. Like, I've never been somebody who's been that much of a fan where I'm going to go to a stadium where they're not even playing, where they put it on the Jumbotron. They said it was $24 to get in. Bro. They said it was packed. They said it was electric. They said it was one of the coolest things they've done. And they're pretty big sports fans. Like, I've been to Super Bowls with my brother-in-law. Like, they said it was outstanding, and they were pretty blown away by the atmosphere there at the Garden while the Knicks were playing in Philly. I was pretty blown away.
They did like a watch party.
Yes, they were at the Garden they said it was packed. They said it was sold out.
Do you know what I thought you were referring to? I thought you were being facetious.
No.
Because if you look around right now, if you look at how Philly's arena looked, it looked like the Garden for game 3.
Right.
So Joel Embiid, you dope.
Yeah.
He gets on after game 2 and he makes this statement. Like, mind you, right now, Joel Embiid is public enemy number 1, super villain for Knicks fans. They don't like him because in 2024, he was diving at guys' legs. He pulled Mitchell Robinson's ankle, wound up costing him the rest of the series. And just the way he plays, he's 7'2", he's 350 pounds, and he's all over the floor like he's Allen Iverson, right? So he makes a statement after one of the games. He says, Philly fans, the last time the Knicks fans were here, they took over the building. I need you guys to show up. Yeah. And you know what that meant for the Knicks fans. The Knicks fans united around this message, and they said, he was basically like, don't let Knicks fans get our tickets. And I'm telling you, man, everything from the chants during the game to afterwards where the reporters were trying to do post-game stuff in the corridor where Knicks fans would show up around Philly reporters and just overtake them where they couldn't even be heard. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And the Knicks fans absolutely infiltrated Philly and took over. And that's what I thought you were saying. But yeah, the Knicks have been absolutely outrageous. They win by 30. They have a net plus of 89 points over 4 games, the highest in NBA history. They're clicking on all cylinders, man. They hit 18 threes in the first half. That's an NBA record. 25 for the game. That's an NBA record. And they're the fourth team in NBA history to win 2 closeout games in the same season by 30+. The other 3, the 87 Lakers, the 08 Celtics, and last year's Oklahoma City Thunder all went on to win championships.
We got a little clip here from the Philly coverage. This is nuts.
Reporter Cheyenne Corinne live inside Xfinity Mobile Arena tonight. Cheyenne, this game was brutal.
There's a couple. They start noticing.
You would think that I'm in New York right now.
They start coming.
This is absolutely not the way that fans were hoping to end the Sixers season. You see that I am surrounded by Knicks fans right now. Take a listen to what some of the Sixers fans I know had to say.
The cameraman, I think he gave up. I think he's like, I'm out of here. He panned out. He's like, I'm getting out of here. That was wild. And that shows you how rabid Knicks fans are. So I told you my sister, she was at the Garden at this watch party.
Okay.
Curious to know what you think of this statement. So they were talking to some fan sitting next to him.
Okay.
Said, don't get it twisted. New York is a Knicks town.
Oh, Of course.
More than Yankees, more than Giants, more than Rangers. Like that was the point. Was that don't like everybody loves the Yankees. The Giants are one thing, and the Rangers are. But it is a Knicks town.
You have to think in other sports. The fan base is distributed a little bit, right? Because the Mets have been around since the 60s. So there are a swath of Mets fans. You don't hear about them until they're winning.
I didn't even assume Mets, Islanders. I don't even assume any of those teams.
But you share some of the crowd. In New York, I mean, you could try to pretend the Brooklyn Nets matter, but they don't matter.
No.
So it really is, man. And I'm
But you don't think it's a Yankees town?
No, I don't. And
Really?
I think it's a Yankees town, but I think the fact that Yankees fans are so spoiled like myself.
Yeah.
I've seen 5 World Series before. I think if right now the Yankees win the 26 World Series and the Knicks win the World Championship, this is how I tend to gauge it. In 1996, I was a little boy, but I was in New York, and the Yankees won the World Series, and they had 3 million people on the street. That's how I gauge what kind of town it is. I think if the Yankees won this year, you'd probably get 1.2 million. You'd probably get 1.5 million. You'd get 1 million. If the Knicks win, I'm telling you, Danny, I've talked to my wife about it already. I'm in New York. I'm in that.
You're going to the ticker tape parade.
I don't care if I'm 8 blocks away. I am there just so I can be there. So in that sense, yeah, man, they're starving up there. Jets are the same way. The Jets fans are maniacal, just like the Knicks fans are. But
I mean, it's more of a Giants town than it is a Jets town.
Well, you guys have won, but no, I'm telling you, bro. If the Giants win a Super Bowl tomorrow and the Jets win a Super Bowl tomorrow, the Jets would bring more people out to the.
They'd bring more drunks for sure. I know that.
That's fair. That's a fair point. I didn't say they would.
They'd be louder and more obnoxious.
I
I thought that was a pretty bold statement, but it is the Mecca, right? It's known as a basketball. I do think there's something about playing in the heart of New York City, right? Giants play across, the Yankees play in the Bronx. You know, the Rangers is one. I mean, it's hockey. It's kind of the 4th big sport. So I do think from that standpoint, the Knicks have a little bit of an edge. Playing a major sport right in downtown, right there, it is unbelievable.
Without sharing a fan base, really, because the Nets just came to town. They don't win ever, so it's like they haven't taken any of that juice off the Knicks. So yeah, I you know what, man, I'm with your family. I think so.
All right. So the Knicks, now they get to sit back and they get to rest. Same thing with the Thunder. They get to cruise. It is the rest versus rust debate because these other two teams you can either look at it one or two ways. They're banging on each other or they're getting more competition and they're getting honed in. I think as a coach, you would much rather have the rest and have the time off to get healthy. Now, maybe if you had a 5-game series, kind of get a little bit less of a layoff, because I do think there's something to the layoff, and you kind of have that dynamic while you're practicing and keeping your guys in shape. You want to make sure they're fine-tuned so you don't drop that game 1 where you're coming back, you're rusty. But that's the case that we've got now is the other 2 series are tied up. The Timberwolves and Spurs are tied up 2-2, and the Pistons Cavs are tied up at 2-2.
Yeah, I would ask you this question as an athlete, the rest versus rust debate. Is there like I think certain teams I feel a different way about. Like the Knicks right now, I don't want the rest, right? They've got 1 injury. It's OG Anunoby. It's a day-to-day hamstring. Him getting a couple extra days is going to be great. But the Knicks right now, the way the offense is clicking, the way they're making shots. Like if I was a Lakers team where I'm LeBron and I'm 41 and I'm Luka and I'm coming off an injury, does the team and the roster composition have anything to do with it? Or are you straight up gimme rest versus gimme rest?
I think if you're a team like the Knicks that's clicking on all cylinders, I think you kind of wish you could just roll it out there and keep going.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to stop this momentum. And like you said, if you're a team that's banged up, you got guys dealing with little nicks and bruises, you would love to have that extra time to get guys healthy.
Did you, in your time in the league, ever get a first-round bye, or did you ever?
No, but like when I was on the Giants, the year we won the NFC East, we won the division, and we went to Dallas, and that was our regular final season game. It did not matter. So I played the first half, and then they took the starters out, which is kind of, you treat it like a preseason.
Yeah.
And we actually had a great first half. It was awesome. So we came back. We didn't take the week off. So I kind of like that approach because you go out, you still approach game day the same way.
Yeah.
Now, you remember Peyton Manning and the Colts, I think they were 14-0, and they were chasing the regular season, and they shut it down.
They lost to the Jets.
They lost to the Jets, and then they lost in the playoffs as well. Right. They did not win the Super Bowl that year, which I think you kind of lose that edge and just that preparation that goes out there. But it's such a fine line, especially in football, because what would have happened if Peyton gets sacked and tears his Achilles or tears an ACL or is banged up in the playoffs? Then you would have gotten crushed if you do that. So it is always one. I've always approached it as you play every game as if you're going to win, right? You want to win every game. But I like the approach of getting in kind of like a preseason. Like, let's go. We're going to go all out. We're going to score as many points as we can. We're going to take you out at halftime no matter what the score is. So I think there is something to that. But coaches have different philosophies on it. You know, you talk to different organizations, they have different approaches.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen with the Chiefs a bunch of times over the last like half a decade where they'll sit Mahomes it was 16 at the time, but last week of the year, and then they get the bye. And I'm like, now you haven't played a game in like 3+ weeks. It starts to teeter on like, are we going to be it's going to take a second to get back in the swing because you know as well as anybody, you can't emulate game speed. So as hard as you want to practice, right? Do you think, and then I think about like one of the biggest cases was where the Giants that year that they knocked off the Patriots in that perfect season, they played to the end of the season like their butts were on fire and it carried right into the playoffs where I think the Patriots were kind of smacked in the face and it maybe set them back.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the series, the Timberwolves Spurs, because Victor Wembanyama, the face of the NBA, Wemby, a side of him that we haven't necessarily seen because he's pretty, I don't want to say docile. He's an amazing player, but we really see him mostly composed.
Under control.
Yes, under control. He is not Draymond Green. He is not somebody who's going to get tossed out of games. And yet, that's what we saw in this game 4 matchup where he gets into a little scuffle under the rim and watch what happens.
Bryant off of the 3. Wembanyama engulfs the rebound.
Oh, that's an elbow. That's an elbow by Victor.
And we got a tie with Daniels. Naz Reid was the guy who took the elbow. Everybody stays on their respective benches. Officials in quickly to separate.
So Naz Reid, here's another angle of it. Let's check this out. I mean, Wemby just loses it. Yeah. He just has that blackout moment where, all right, I'm tired. And I could imagine he probably gets this often, but it's the playoffs. You're probably getting a little bit more physicality. It's impossible to stop him. Nobody can match him. Nobody's as tall as he is. Nobody's as long as they is. They're probably giving him a lot of physicality that the refs don't see, little elbows here and there, you know, constantly after him, probably chirping a little bit too. I think this is exactly what the Timberwolves want to see, is to see Wemby get kicked out of the game, obviously, but get under his skin. Like, that's a big, when people talk trash, like, you're always like, why do you talk trash? It's to get under somebody's skin so they lose their composure. I don't know if it was the trash talk. I don't know if it was the physicality, but whatever the case, they got under Wemby's skin and it worked.
100%. And the ability to maintain your composure through that is something that gets back. You know, it's almost like reverse psychology. We've heard about Kevin Garnett talk about it. He said, I used to talk trash to Tim Duncan all the time. Yeah. And he was the one guy I could not get through to, and it would break me down mentally. So, but yeah, 100%. Wemby crashed out. And guys, I mean, they did exactly what they wanted to, but the Spurs got the gift of a lifetime. Yeah. No suspension, nothing further than missing, 2.5 quarters of basketball.
Yep.
Good on the Wolves for capitalizing on that game and getting the win. But golly, you got to think if that's 3 inches higher, Naz Reid loses a mouthful of teeth and he's probably got a broken jaw or a concussion or something. Is that what it's going to take? But it's Adam Silver as always, man. He does a terrible job as always.
Okay, hear me out.
Go ahead.
Hear me out on this one.
I've seen this clip. Is this where we're going?
Let's see. No. Let me see this one, because this is.
Oh, come on, no.
That's just almost like crazy. A love tap there, and Wemby gets it. Yeah. But I guarantee you, like, Wemby comes up and he knows who did that. Yeah, he remembers. It was very innocent.
He was selling it. Yeah,
right. Absolutely. So here's my take on the lack of a suspension, and I'm curious to know how you feel about this. I am 100% okay with letting the stars get away with a little bit more. Yeah. As if you're Adam Silver, right? Yeah. You are worried about the product. You want to sell the NBA. They've had a very popular season. He's one of the stars. If he's out for game 5, like, that impacts ratings. 100%. It impacts everything. So I'm actually, I don't want to say glad, because I totally would understand it if he would have been suspended, but I do think this is probably the approach I would take as a commissioner. All right. And you probably maybe even call him or talk to his representation and say, hey, this is it. This is one time. We're going to take it easy on you. Don't let it happen again, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to let you play after this game, but don't let it happen again.
But isn't that like in baseball where one team hits 3 guys on one team and then they give both teams warnings? Yes. Like, I don't want you to call the Spurs, call the Wolves and tell them, guys, I'm sorry, we need the ratings in game 5. So we're going to let Wemby
I am not making that call. No.
That's incredible.
But you know what's happening, though.
And look, I'm always of the belief that I hate it when guys miss games to injury, but where is the line drawn then? Like, so let me ask you this question. If an elbow to the throat, like a visible,
it was
vicious
nasty.
elbow, he didn't shoot a ball and extend his leg into a guy's nuts like we've seen before, which just sucks, but it's not like trying to hurt somebody. He was trying to hurt him. right? Like, so, like, where is the line drawn and for whom? Like, is it if you're all NBA, you're allowed to elbow a guy in the neck?
Kind of. Well, I also think past history or the lack thereof.
Well, he's
not somebody who
100%.
talks about it. He's not somebody who has a track record of this.
23
but
years
like
old,
when Draymond Green, I know we've talked about him for a couple episodes, when he had a track record and he was like pushing the limits of how many technical fouls you could get, then I was like, all right, maybe they should come down a little bit harder on him. And I don't think Draymond Green being out could potentially hurt the ratings that much or the outcome.
No, but he hurt the series.
Player.
That I don't agree with. I agree when he missed that game 5 when LeBron was coming back from this. Dude, that cost. I'm convinced that if Draymond plays, that the Warriors win.
Right.
I think that's how big a deal he was. What I would liken it to, and it goes back to what you're saying, track records. Guys in the back, you guys are magic. Can you pull up Meta World Peace or Ron Artest and James Harden? Because this is the only one that I can recall where it's almost in the same level, but it's because it's meta. He gets 7 games for it. So this is, I mean, of all the elbows I've seen, this is probably the closest. I'm sure Malik can get that up for us right now. And this is the closest I've seen to that level of an elbow.
Right.
So he gets it, he grabs the rebound, and I mean, you miss it. They're going to show it again. It's going to be right there.
Right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the closest, like, in like most vicious I've seen.
Right.
And, I mean, he got 7 games, 3 playoff games for that.
What was his reputation, though?
Well, he's Meta World Peace, of course.
Right. So I think that has to come into it as well.
Yeah.
And that one was probably, he definitely feels him. He knows exactly what he's
I mean, like, look,
there's a wind up.
I am very happy.
And look who he's hitting.
James Harden. But James Harden was 6-man James Harden.
But I still think, like, I still think Naz Reid being somebody who's not one of the best players in the Spurs, I think helps too. Helps Wemby's case.
So I'll say it like this. I'll put it to bed with, I'm glad he's playing because it's not going to impact the series. Like, it's almost now you're forcing them to come back from 3-2 if you don't play them.
Right.
But I mean, we got to draw the line somewhere. And I think if I'm Minnesota, I'm probably livid right now.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
I'm probably like, guys, that's the dirtiest play we've seen this playoffs.
Yeah.
And just because he is who he is, you know.
Yep. They are starting to get interesting. San Antonio still minus 460 to win the series.
Yeah.
So still a favorite there. Get me filled in on the other series. So last night I actually started to watch the Cavs Pistons.
Oh yeah, sure.
And it was in control in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, it's only in control in the fourth quarter because you missed the third quarter. If you saw the third quarter, you watched Donovan Mitchell go absolutely ape, right? Donovan Mitchell gets 43 total. He gets 39 in the second half, 21 in the third quarter by itself. He goes 8 for 9, and in 7 minutes he puts up 21 points. In 7 minutes. So, guys, I think a lot of times, and I've been hearing all like the setup for this series, and I'm even listening to the New York talk where they're like, we don't want to deal with Harden next, guys, don't worry about Harden, man. Donovan Mitchell is a playoff player, man. He's been that since he started.
Yep.
He's a killer, man. The moment is not too big for him. He's been doing this since Utah. And, yeah, man, he looked great last night. He went absolutely off. It's going to be the game that he's remembered for. Like I said, 43 total, 38 in the second half, or 39 in the second half. Absolutely crazy game for Donovan. And now we got ourselves a series. So they're going back to Detroit. Detroit's got to defend home court. I was talking to Jules, man. He's my drops me information on this stuff, and he was and he and the rest of the Pistons faithful are pretty frustrated by the discrepancy in free throws, though, because a team like the Cavs shoot a ton of threes, and they ended up shooting, I think, 2.5 times the free throws last night that the Pistons got. And so, yeah, coach is pissed too. So that's something we got to look forward to going forward. They're going to go back home now. I don't imagine it would be the same.
Let's hear from JB Bickerstaff. This is probably
a good coach.
It is. We didn't do enough, obviously, to help ourselves, and I'll start there. But ever since we came to Cleveland, the whistle has changed. There's no way that one guy on their team shoots more free throws than our team. We're not a settle team. We're not a jump shooting team. We drive the ball, attack the paint. So what was done out there tonight, it's frustrating. But we can't allow that to be the reason why, because we didn't play well enough and play to the best of our capabilities.
Perfect.
But again,
heard enough. He's making a case. Every coach is going to do that. You know what I'm fired up about? The next 2 games, tonight and tomorrow, 8 o'clock tip-offs. That's more my speed.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When a coach does that, a lot of times it's strategic. Does it make a difference? Do the referees now go into, because he was respectful about it. He didn't really kill him. Does it make a difference for the refs in the future?
I wonder if the refs have some sort of self-scouting system. I would imagine they do at this level. Like they get a grade and they check the box score after the game. Just like players check their stats. Like, hey, what was my shooting percentage from 3? How many points did I have? I bet the officials look at the stat sheet and say, oh, maybe they're right. Like maybe we did call it. And not anything nefarious, just inadvertently, yeah, maybe we were a little bit too harsh on this team.
Yeah.
I think absolutely it comes into play. So you bring it up, put them on blast. I think it definitely can help.
Okay, cool.
Tonight, Minnesota, San Antonio, 8 o'clock. I'll be tuned in to watch that. That should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, so the last time we were previewing a little bit of the UFC
Yes, sir.
Fight over the weekend, and we talked about Scott Strickland versus Shamsmat. How do you say his last name?
His name is Khamzat Chimaev.
There you go.
Yeah. It's a tough one. He's from
Just let
Chechnya.
it say, there you go. It's Khamzat. There we go.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Khamzat. I'm just going to go with Khamzat.
Just pretend the K's not there.
And I was dialed in,
Yeah, you
right?
were. You were.
And you know why?
Yeah,
because
of
of
course I
the
do.
war of words that were going back and forth.
Yeah.
There was stuff that was so bad. I was worried there was going to be a murder.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is going to be one of the most bloodthirsty fights we've seen. Is he gonna, like, when the ref, I was picturing like the ref trying to get them off each other and they're like pummeling him and they won't stop because they hate each other this much. And like he knew. He's like, we had this all planned. He's like, I like this guy. I never had anything against him. This to me is it's a bad thing for the UFC because I think it starts creeping into WWE territory where you start building up these fake rivalries and you build up these fake characters and you have heels and you have baby faces. That's not what I want to see. I want to see fights that just be authentic. Like if you guys are boys, I don't care. If you guys are great fighters, you still put on a great product. But the minute you start for that.
But not the first fight, right? The first fight, they hated each other. What I think
see.
they did do is I think they did a disservice to themselves in this sense. So fight ends, right? And Khamzat loses by saying, I'm not coming back to fight anybody but Strickland. So where I think these guys killed themselves is,
Right.
you got to keep this up, man. Because
Yes.
now I don't care as much.
Right.
I wanted you to hate each other, you know?
Right.
So they did themselves a big time disservice on this one. I think they killed the juice for the next fight, which sucks a lot. At the end of the day, I mean, we've seen it before. Like, here's the fine line, right? I think about my own situation, right? I had the best friend in my life growing up. The first time we ever met each other, we were on a basketball court, and we fist fought at the end. We hated each other.
Right.
It was a great fight. Like, none of us quit. We fought to the end, and we dapped each other up. And slowly but surely, we built up respect. Where I was like, all right, cool. He's all right. Like, we fought and blah blah blah. So I understand like a healthy respect after you fight with each other. But I mean, stuff like that where you completely kill the plot at the end is going to be where you struggle going forward. And now what's going to happen is if these guys do run it back, Strickland's going to go back to being Strickland. He's going to say the same crap, and now we're just going to kind of see right through it. You know what I mean?
I don't think you can play that game again. I don't think you can. I think you have to go with.
We saw Conor and Nate do it. Conor, after the first fight, Conor lost. He gave Nate all the ups in the world. So, and the next fight, they hated each other again.
Yeah.
They're throwing bottles at the press conference, right? It's just about how good you act, right?
Yep. I had that emotion after the fight. So did a lot of people. Ariel Helwani, one of the biggest voices in UFC, who apparently Strickland does not like. We'll get to that. He had this to say about the fight.
He is standing up there saying insane, vile shit about Muslim people, about Khamzat, about his family, about people he's associated with, about some people who have, checkered backgrounds, to be kind.
Yeah.
About his mom. He's saying it with his fucking chest. Like he's saying it from here and he's standing up. What Sean was saying at that press conference was crossing the line. What Khamzat did was dirty.
Yeah.
You can't kick a guy that you're about to fight in the balls before. Anticipation, all-time high, building up. Holy shit. You win that fight and tell the world that was all for show? That was all for promotion? That is the biggest bunch of bullshit that I've ever heard. That is fraud. That is cowardly shit. You cannot do what he did and say what he did in the build-up to that fight and then tell us seconds after the fight is over, I was just trying to sell the fight.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You cannot walk that back. You called his mother a whore. You called his religion awful things. That doesn't go away.
Now, Sean Strickland did chime in. He said, "This is why I don't do media with him. You are a leech who I've never respected. The moment I met this man, I knew his quality." And I was talking about Ariel, not Khamzat. End of the day, the hatred between us was real. What he said about me was wrong. What I said about him was wrong. This is what hate and anger does to people, and it still might be there, but we earned each other's respect through blood, and I would never expect a man of his quality to understand that. You are and always will be a pathetic MMA leech who has done nothing besides criticizing men who are better than yourself. Strickland taking on Helwani there. So I kind of agree with Helwani. I think that's the reaction that I had after this fight was over. I was pissed off. I felt like I was sold a lie. And they could have sold it better by saying, and after the fight, there's nothing wrong with paying your respects. But admitting to selling the fight, that's where you cross the line. Because then to me, it's like, oh, this was all for show.
Well, the moral to here is delivery means something, right? So the delivery is the key here, because I think a lot of us feel like Helwani feels. But mind you, let's put that here for 1 second and talk about Helwani, who's probably been like the face of MMA journalism for maybe 15, 20 years now. So he's always been integrated into this deeply. He's got a great love and passion for the sport. But he's a guy who he's made his name by stirring crap. I mean, there's fighters from the last 2-3 generations who will refuse to talk to him, who dislike him or disrespect him when they do talk to him. And as we know, he's been kind of shunned from the UFC by Dana White, and that he did that because he broke the Brock Lesnar return news before the rest of the world was supposed to know. So, yeah, with Helwani, it's kind of you either love him or you hate him. The problem with him is, in this case, he's basically that egg avatar with a fake name that calls you the P word behind a keyboard.
Yeah.
And then when you call him out to his face, he walks it back and kind of slumps.
Which
in
he
his
kind
chair.
of did.
Of course,
because he
that's what always
addressed his
does.
comments already, and he didn't have his chest quite as puffed out.
Right. Well, it's a lot harder to do when you're getting called out, but that's the problem with it. Like, it happens to me all the time. It happens to you because you don't hold your tongue on Twitter. I'm sure your mentions a lot of times have a guy calling. They call me the P word, and they tell me that if I was in person, they'd bust me up, and it's okay. But it's always a fake name, and that's kind of what this is in the sense that he said it while he's on camera, but it's as soon as he has to answer for it, it was kind of slunked up, and that's how it's always been. It's tough, man. I get it again, but I do understand Strickland in the sense of we hated each other going in. Like that could be, and then we, like I said, because I've been in the situation where I've been in a fist fight, and it's been where afterwards we're kind of like, maybe it was a little stupid, maybe we overdid it in the beginning. It was a little, and we kind of, like you said, through blood, we earned each other's respect. So now again, I think it hurts the possibility for a second fight. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about the Helwani thing.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a firm. I don't know Ariel. I don't know, but I agree with him on his sentiment. I think you run the risk of turning into WWE.
But WWE, they're under the same banner, man. This has to be WWE. We've seen guys like Colby, and Colby's come right out and said, I couldn't get a fight. They were about to cut me until I started telling guys that stuff like this.
Right.
That's kind of what the UFC is kind of pushed on these guys to want to do. You have to be such a special fighter and such a special attraction for people to only care about your fighting. I don't know that the guy exists. Maybe it's Khabib is the only guy that maybe you tune in for. Because even a guy like DC, who didn't talk a ton of crap, but he was really good in front of a microphone, and he continues to be. But I can't think of, can you think of a guy who's just a great fighter that people are like, I'm just going to tune in because of their fights?
I think about the greatest, like Mike Tyson. Like, he never was called. I mean, I know when him and Evander Holyfield had their back and forth, talking about eat his children, he said all that stuff. But early in his career, he was just amazing to watch.
But he was so electric. Like, I don't know that anyone is really starching guys in the UFC like Tyson was running through guys.
I mean, promotion is a big part of it, right? The promoters are the ones who have made all the money. You have to do something to promote the fight. I get it. But, man, that just seemed like a bridge too far with some of the stuff that was said.
Absolutely.
There's another fight this weekend. This one on MMA on Netflix. I actually watched, and I've seen some of the stuff with the Nate Diaz Perry fight.
Yeah.
Them doing sit-downs together, pretty interesting. They're not going in all in on each other that much. And neither is Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano.
No.
They've kind of been like, we actually watched that when I was watching with my wife, and I was like, how old do you think they are? And she said, Gina, I think she said, is she 35? She's 44.
Yeah.
And she looks great. I mean, she looks great for 44.
Oh, yeah.
But we're all in agreement. We think Rousey's going to house her.
You do.
I mean, from a sheer standpoint of who looks like they're in better shape, Ronda Rousey looks like she has been much more dialed in. She looks in better shape. She's a little bit younger. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think it's going to be.
Who do you like?
I think it's going to be a matter of. Yeah, Rousey, I think, is probably the leader. Like just because the length of the layoff and sort of like you said, she's younger. But I think it's going to be a matter of if Ronda has evolved her game or not. Like, she was a one-trick pony when she was in UFC, and that's what ended up kind of being her downfall. Like, while all the rest of the girls started to develop different facets of their game.
She just had the armbar, right?
Yeah,
you learned about that.
That's what it was. She would armbar girls like right out of the gate in the beginning, but then as soon as it was time to stand up and trade, Holly Holm ate her up. And then in a matter of 40 seconds, Amanda Nunes ate her up. And at no point did she evolve her game. I think a lot of it came back to the coaching that she had at the time, because she would put videos up of her hitting pads and stuff. And a lot of us were like, he's hyping her up. She doesn't look all that great hitting these pads. So it's going to be a matter of, and honestly, she's put some stuff out now where it's like her hitting pads, and it's like, it looks a little elementary compared to what you might think she'd be doing if she's been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe she's been doing stuff behind the scenes that none of us know about. I kind of got the sense for a while that she had completely checked out of MMA.
Right.
So I don't know that I thought she was really honing her craft.
But they both checked out.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like,
right?
Yeah.
They
I
both
guess so.
checked out for a while. They
Yeah.
both kind of similar, careers in entertainment, WWE,
Yeah, for sure.
like just kind of interesting. I hope they put on a good fight.
Yeah, I think what they did is, I think despite the fact that you were absolutely right, they've been cordial with one another. Ronda Rousey's taken every opportunity to kind of play the heel role, right? She dogs out somebody from every different facet. It's a UFC person, it's an athlete from another sport. Like, she's dogging out everybody. So she's kind of, I guess by default, taking the heel role in this. I think most of us feel like Gina's kind of sweet, right? She was sort of wronged in her last career. A lot of us are kind of rooting for her to come back. So I think that's cool in the sense that a lot of people, I mean, I think there is a baby face and a heel in this one. Perry and Diaz are just funny, man. Those guys are like, they're just characters. They're like uncancelable guys. They could say anything they want. They've, built up those resumes. You know what you're getting with that fight. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out brawl till somebody can't keep coming forward. So that should be fun. And then the craziest part is Francis is getting no shine. And Francis Ngannou is on this card too.
Yep. That is a big name there for sure.
Yeah.
By the time the UFC 250, the one in the White House lawn, the celebration, I'll get everybody's names right.
Yeah, well, that's a tough one. These are tough ones, man. These are tough ones.
I told you I was a casual.
That is sort of the next thing I wanted to talk about, and I just want to hit on it quick. I told you about a story, but they're saying, guys, that for International Fight Week, which is going to take place in July, they're saying Conor Max Holloway is at the goal line. So they're saying it is this close to being a done deal.
Wow.
I think as we've spoken about on here before, I didn't expect that they'd put Conor on the UFC White House card.
Right.
Because, again, you don't want to waste a $19 million gate on something where they're inviting people.
Right.
But, yeah, man, look for that announcement to come really shortly. And Conor Max should be a fun one.
Sweet.
I mean, they fought before. It's going to be a good one.
Love it. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, by the way. Comment, like, share if you want. Tell your people, tell your friends about it. One of our most popular subjects that we have talked about, this is kind of interesting because we don't spend that much time on it, but when we've talked about Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel, it has been the one that has got the most buzz. And while I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it is the story that keeps on giving because they keep having these slow releases. Like, you get more and more information that's out there every single time. It's like, oh, man, we got to address this again. Jeez, more pictures. Is this real or fake? There's so much out there. So this is Vrabel. Now, I think this is just a sideline reporter, right? I mean, this is from his playing days. I think people were just attaching Dianna Russini's name to it.
I feel like
because I don't even think she was a sideline reporter when he was playing.
Yeah, I feel like somebody could probably just make that graphic at home right now, right? But oh my gosh, it is eerily close. Let's be honest.
More pictures from 2022 of them at a bar. She's kind of leaning in, talking to him. So people are going to do with that what they want.
I don't even know how to preface that. But the next photo, if we have it, is the one that sent me reeling. Like, not too many of these have gotten me emotionally too high or too low. I looked at the next one. I just dropped my head in sorrow. Like, oh, guys, how? Oh.
So that is her husband, her current husband, and her with her baby in her hand, and they are kissing. This is Mother's Day.
Is that Mike? Is that little Mike in the left hand?
It probably is.
Is that little Mike Vrabel Russini?
So you say,
oh, my gosh.
This has got to be a hard pill to swallow for him.
Interesting way to
gives
put
me
it.
hope for reconciliation. I think that would be... I think obviously for the kids, that'd be the best outcome.
Absolutely.
If they could get past this.
Absolutely.
It also makes me wonder if you kind of had a hunch that all this was happening all along and whatever.
That's what I said last week. Maybe they had an open relationship, or maybe it was something that we're just not getting the full story of, because they didn't seem like they made any effort really in hindsight to hide it. I mean, at this point, right? I don't know. I guess I'd have to hear what this guy has to say, because this, again, you mentioned it. The most important thing is that sweet little kid in the left arm, because you hope that they can go about living. Thank God they're not in he doesn't look like he's in a school age where he's got to go to high school now or middle school.
But this is going to follow them for the rest of their lives.
But you hope because the mom is a reporter, maybe no one like pays like what? Why? They were like, but reporter scandals of people like 15 years ago. I guess I don't really remember.
The internet exists forever.
Yeah,
you know, if you Google these kids' last names, you're like, hey, what do their parents do?
Oh.
This is going to be the first search that comes up for the rest of time.
Yeah,
but I mean, you've made your bed. Now you got to sleep in it. You know, unfortunately, that's just a reality.
Yeah.
For Vrabel. You know, like when you wait 10 years, you Google Vrabel, this will be up on his Wikipedia.
But the difference is Vrabel, it looks like a dog of a guy, and her, unfortunately it does. It is a double standard in the sense that it's gonna always look worse on her resume than it's gonna look on Coach Vrabel's. But it's wrong for that. But it is what it is, man. And
so Malik found this bombshell.
Oh boy,
bombshell story here. Did you see this one?
No. On the latest on VTMZ, what do we have? A rumor is quickly spreading online alleging that Ohio State head coach Ryan Day was romantically involved with the mother of a 2027 quarterback recruit. Her son recently committed to another Big Ten program. What is...
So you know why this is?
Do I know what?
He's busted. Like, this is out.
Okay.
He did.
Is Ryan Day married?
100% true.
Is Ryan Day have a wife?
Yes.
Oh, that's brutal. And
guess what?
Oh, no.
It is their son. That's the recruit that's going to another Big Ten program. So they're having a little fun with it.
Oh.
So his son is a recruit. He's going to Northwestern, RJ Day. So they got, I don't know if Malik knew that or not, but I was gonna bring it up because I said, yeah, but he found it. I was like, oh yeah, bring it up. So they're having a little fun, obviously, with the Russini Vrabel news because and look at the clickbait. Look at people in the comments are probably like, oh, what a dirtbag.
That's what I would love to study, and that's what I'm asking you. Do you think if we just clipped this right there, and just blasted that out, and we put that picture up, and we said Ohio State's head coach Ryan Day caught in cheating scandal, it'd be our most viewed clip. What kind of country do we live in right now?
That's even better. The wording of it too is like romantically involved. It doesn't say cheating. Like it is perfect. It's well done by that college transfer portal.
Done, you dirty trolls. Back under your bridge.
That is pretty good there from them. But yes,
that's a
Ryan
good one.
Day, that is his wife, and that is their son who's going to Northwestern. Where
is he good?
He was like a 3-star. He's like, he's a little undersized. But yeah, it's a pretty good opportunity for him.
Good.
And he's going to get to play against his dad.
Awesome.
You know, good luck against Northwestern, against Ohio State.
Well, he might get a chance to play.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
He might.
in a 40...
Actually, I appreciate what his son said because his son, they actually were doing an interview today. And he said, you know what? If I would have went to Ohio State, people would have questioned why I went there. How did I get my job? You know, how did I get here?
Super
I
cool.
want to carve my own path. And
Super
his dad
cool.
was sitting there looking proud of him.
Love it.
So cool for RJ
And a
Day.
3-star recruit can play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recruit's a good player.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Very good.
No doubt about that. One more. Let's get another story in here on Lane Kiffin because Lane Kiffin did a piece with there you go. Yeah, this is the same one. With Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair has been diving deep into the athletic space, NFL and college football, and they did a deep dive with him. And Lane Kiffin had some very interesting comments to say about Ole Miss, where he formerly coached and obviously was one of the hottest stories in college football. And now that he's at LSU, he said that one of the issues he had at Ole Miss was recruiting players because families were uncomfortable with Oxford's racial history and lack of diversity. Kiffin said they took issue with symbols like the Confederate flag, Colonel Reb, and the nickname Ole Miss itself. This is not sitting well with Ole Miss fans, by the way.
Well, the second sentence says Kiffin took issue with the symbols.
Well, the article. So I saw the article.
Okay.
He's saying that parents reference him. He said one child or one player recruit said, "There's no way my grandparents are letting me come to Oxford because of its history."
Wow.
Yeah, like he was pretty strong about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
tough.
he's taking a ton of heat. So I don't know why he said this. I think it's true. I've talked to players. I've talked to guys that have played at Ole Miss. There is a reality that Ole Miss does have a tradition, and it is the Confederate flag, and it is very Southern, and it is pretty recent to where they held on to the flag. And there's even, if you go around Fraternity Row, there's still some Confederate flags flying around there. Mm-hmm. I don't think it makes Ole Miss a bad place. I think it's just a history that I do think freaks out some parents, and it was not surprising me at all to hear that a grandparent's like, I don't want my kid going there in the South. I don't think it's an issue there now, but I think the history is something that is tough to overcome. And most importantly, and this is why I think Lane Kiffin said it, recruiting is the nastiest business in the world. Mm-hmm. I think other coaches used it against Ole Miss while Lane Kiffin was there, telling players, hey, do you really want to go to Ole Miss? Do you know about their history? And I think it's something that Lane Kiffin had to deal with while he was there. I don't think it was a big issue. Like I said, players now are more worried about money, and he had some of the best success in the transfer portal, getting players to come because they would come for the cash. By all accounts, they had great success there. I don't think there was ever any racial issues on that campus with any football players in the last 5 to 10 years. But I do think it is something that Lane brought up because I think it was something he had to deal with that he doesn't have to at Baton Rouge at LSU.
Has Ole Miss put out any sort of statement?
Oh my
regarding
God!
this?
Well, they haven't put out statements, but their fans are livid.
Oh, I imagine
because
so.
now it kind of recirculates, and this is where I don't know if Lane Kiffin is this calculated. Like, let's bring all this back up so that if there's a player debating between me and Ole Miss, maybe he'll come to. Now, Lane Kiffin has already apologized.
Yeah.
And he said, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just telling. But Ole Miss meant the world to me, and I had a great opportunity there. But this is, I just brought this up in a 4-hour conversation. But also, he's got to know what type of spark this is going to ignite in this conversation.
Yeah, and it always means
because they're already pissed off at him for leaving.
And it always means less to me when you had a chance to do that when you were there, right? If it was a bother and it was bothering you and bothering recruits, you come out virtuous and like a hero if you come out and say something like, listen, guys, this is making people uncomfortable. I can completely, understand why the grandparents of these kids who grew up in a tougher time may feel like this. Maybe it's something worth looking into.
Yeah.
You do it afterwards. You kind of look like a schmuck. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? It's like,
it looks bad. I mean, people are having a field day with him.
What I think I would love to hear is maybe we get A.J. Brown or you get a guy like DK Metcalf who went through there and say,
Right.
what was your experience like in Ole Miss? Because I know that there are definitely cities in this country where black players have gone to and said, like, you go there, you know what you're in for. You're
Right.
going to hear this word. You're going to hear that. They're going to throw stuff at you. I would love to hear what the experience at Ole Miss is like for these guys. And if it is a problem, then go fix it.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
And that's something maybe Lane Kiffin, he brings this up. You start asking those players. If it looks bad, it makes it tougher on the coach there at Ole Miss to get players in.
There it is.
Yep. All right. Let's rip some packs.
Let's do this.
What do we got today?
All right,
I
so-
see this because are we a UFC show now?
Well, why
going all
not?
in?
Hey, look, I love it. It's fun. It's something I've been following for a long time, and I'm going to be honest, man. This second box was never supposed to happen. So what we've got today, guys, is we've got a product that just released 4 days ago. This is Topps Chrome UFC 2026. I bought a box yesterday because I have a big problem.
So do I.
And I wound up hitting an Alex Pereira nuke. So I actually can't even find a comp on it yet because the product is so new I haven't seen it come out. But it is, I expect that it could probably feed us for a couple of weeks, and I'm actually really excited.
Nice.
With that being said, I thought, why don't I go back and see if we can grab the same product for this show, and it was a beautiful product. UFC is kind of hot right now. And then you came in with the hottest new football product.
Yeah, a little Topps Chrome 2025 little blaster box here. So
we're
what
gonna
do you
do a
want
little
to start
potpourri
off?
today? A little bit of both?
Why not?
Let's go.
We
Why don't
we were just talking about UFC. Let's go for that.
All right, so let's do that. I think we've got how many packs are in here? We've got
That's a big box.
I think we got 8 packs in here. So
Nice.
look, we'll go through them quick. Guys, they're beautiful cards. They have inserts in all of them. So, and I grabbed 2 numbers out of yesterday's, one of them being Pereira, which was absolutely nuts. So let's see if we can find something pretty for you guys. Maybe there's even less. Maybe there's just 6 packs. It's 6 packs. Dude, if you got the time, I got the time. I work here. So you want to go 1-1-1 and we'll get to the football next?
Yeah.
I'll go the first one.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. I mean, I was pulling big time.
Don't ask
fighters
me
yesterday.
to announce these guys' names yet. Like I said, I'm going to be ready by the time July 4th for that card.
Josh Emmett. Okay, that's a good one.
Yep.
I see some color back there. A little Kayla Harrison, Olympian stud. She's gonna fight.
Ooh.
That's a Khabib, Allen, and Ginter insert.
Whoa, that's
nasty.
another one you were looking for, right?
It's not numbered, but this is nasty.
Okay.
There you go. We got a little Khabib action. We got Tom Nolan. We've got Carlos Olberg, Piera Rodriguez. We got Raquel Pennington, a former champ, and Yusuf Zalal. Okay,
Nice.
not terrible on the Khabib.
Okay.
Talk to me now.
All right. Marab.
Marab Davalishvili, he's one of the best fighters in the world right now.
Yeah, he's
former
good.
champ. Can you try to say his last
Charles
name?
Oliveira.
Charles Oliveira, stud.
Trevor Peake.
Okay,
It's a good one. Joshua Van.
good champion. He got a win last week,
Oh, that's right. His fight was good.
dude. He's him punch a guy off his feet.
Yes.
It's nasty.
Yes. Hun Sung Park.
I'll let you handle that name.
right.
Nice work.
Ooh, there we go. Kai
Asakara. There you go.
Ooh. Ooh.
Look closely for some of the numbers because I didn't see the numbers coming on either
Right.
yesterday. I went
It's a rookie card. Is that our rookie card of
yeah, for sure.
Van Elliott?
Cool.
Let's see this one.
Last but not least,
Ooh, what do we got?
oh, Gene Silva.
nice.
So that's cool. He's starting to come on.
Does he wear those glasses? He can't wear those.
Not
frames
during
while
the
he's
fight,
fighting,
but like
say.
but you know how like some of these guys have accessories, like
Yeah.
Khabib would put that funny hat on Rogan.
Yep.
Like he puts those glasses on Joe Rogan at the end. All right, here we go. We keep on rolling. Arnold Allen, he's been fighting a long time. Ray Soroya, I'm not really familiar with him. Sorry. Ooh, how about Michael Chandler, number to 199?
Ooh, there you go.
How about Michael Chandler, number to
Oh,
199?
you got
Friend of the
him
network.
numbered?
Michael Chandler, friend of the network.
Yeah.
We got to have him on at some point.
Now you got to get that
Yeah.
auto.
He
next
loves
time he's here.
PBD for sure, and he loves the boys over there. So we'll try to get him back. In your face with the same guy, Ray Soroya. I'm so sorry, I'm killing that. Valentina on the checkerboard. Nice.
There you go.
She's been champion twice. Irene Aldana. How about David Onama? And another friend of the program. How about Kobe Chaos?
Nice.
We'll get him in here to sign this. He wants to come on the
pretty
show
cool.
anyway.
That's
Kobe's
pretty
going to
cool.
come on. We'll keep this one close.
Definitely keep that one handy. All right. Rizvan Kuniev,
Cool.
Anderson Silva.
Ooh,
I know him.
legend.
No number, no auto.
I haven't pulled an auto out of these yet.
Gabriel Bonfim.
Okay.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh, let's go. A Connor
Global
insert.
Warriors. There we go.
That's a nice little card right there.
That is a good one right there.
Cool. We can sit that one up top.
Yep. Dricus Duplessis.
Oh, Dricus Duplessis. He's actually a former
Duplessis.
champion. Yeah.
Nice.
There's your boy. Say it.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, is that? Oh,
No, that looks like it looks like
Yeah, I thought it was
Hamzat,
Hamzat
but
from
it
the
is
side.
not. That is I'll let you say that. You want to say that one? Rusbiev.
No, you got that one.
Yeah, Rusbiev.
Same guy
Yep.
on the rookie.
And Duplessis again.
Oh, Dricus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's nasty, Dricus.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Last one on my side. Oh, did you do 3? Oh, you got one more?
No, I got one more.
Torres Finney. Here we go. That's Tatsuro Taira, Jurong. Oh, another Alan Ginter, and that's actually Diego Lopez. He's nasty. Diego Lopez is coming on. He's
Well,
been
you
good
are
lately.
pulling these Allen and Ginter.
Yeah, no, I got.
They make those in football?
They make them just baseball.
Oh,
Yeah,
just baseball.
you'll see an occasional like
I was gonna say, I've
legend
never
football
seen
player.
those.
You'll see an occasional legend, but they're not chromed like this usually.
Right.
They're actually really nice autograph cards. There's Raquel again. Mackenzie Dern's a champion right now.
There you go.
She's a fan favorite amongst the fellas. Mackenzie Dern. There's Alexia Dianna, and there's Derek Lewis. He'll be fighting on the White House
yeah.
card.
I love that dude.
Derek Lewis is funny.
All right, here we go.
President
Atiba,
Trump's favorite fighter.
Gautier,
Okay.
Waldo, Cortez, Elijah Smith. Oh, we got another
Hey, got a Ginter.
one. Oh, I thought that thing down at the bottom was who is that?
Oh, that's Magomed Ankalaev, former champion.
There you
Nice. Good get.
That over there. A little Haprasat. Carlos Liel,
Okay.
Carlos Olberg,
Oh, Carlos Oberg. He just fought for a championship.
and Valentina Shevchenko.
Shevchenko. She's nasty.
Shevchenko.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Nice. All right, let's do some names I can know. Let's do some of these names I know.
Some names I know.
Let's do some football. Here we go. Perfect. Another 3 and 3.
Perfect.
Actually, it might be 4 and 3.
You
Is
got
that
that.
4 and 4? How many did you get over there?
I've got.
You have 3?
3, yeah.
All right, perfect. Come on. We got to hit something in the
Let's
NFL.
get something big out of this one,
It's
man.
been a long time, I'll tell you that. All right, Cam Robinson. Nate Wiggins, good player. Ooh, we got a little color behind this one. Jalen Ramsey and Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay. Good player.
Yeah.
Not impressed?
Not yet.
I got Jordan Love.
That's pretty cool.
Tyrone Tracy Jr. He got a little burn last year when.
Giants colors on the cards look good.
Ooh. How about Xavier Worthy? That's nasty, actually.
Ooh.
How about Xavier Worthy on the parallel?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's a nice looking card. We're gonna leave that one off to the side. That one might be a couple of shekels.
There we go.
And Nick Scorton.
There we go. Is that a rookie, Nick Scorton?
Yes.
Gotta be right.
Yes.
Kool-Aid McKinstry,
Great. One of the greatest names in the league.
Tavion Sanders.
Hey, you got orange?
Yeah, there we go. Marvin Harrison Jr., number 23
There
and 25.
it is, baby.
There
Let's
we
go.
All right.
You're on the board, Danny
I finally
Cannell.
got one. And 23 25.
That's
Good
a
low
good little
number.
low number. Yeah.
And Derek
That
Garman,
orange parallel will be nice.
rookie. There we go.
I'm gonna run that one through the app. Run that one
Oh,
through the
yeah.
app. Yeah, that's a good one.
Let me run this.
He's
back.
got to have a big year, man. I thought he was going to be a monster coming in, right? He's got to have a
Yeah,
big
he's
year.
been quiet.
It's a quarterback out there, man. Oh, we see a little something back there. Hunter Henry, a Raheem Mostert. I kind of want to slide this one to the back. So this is the trick right here. Oh, we got a couple colors back here. Let's do this. I want to make this one our last one. We got Kevin Winston Jr. We got a Mostert. What do we have back here? Ooh, how about CMC?
Ooh.
How about CMC on the power players? This power players one is a tricky one because on a couple of them, they sneak a number on there, and that takes this thing from like a $20 card to like a couple of G's. So
Right.
be very conscious of that if you open the power players at home.
Oh, look at that. $24
That a boy.
on the Marvin Harris.
That a boy
Now,
almost
what I
pays for
need-
the blaster, though.
Now, what I need is Carson Beck to get it going.
Yeah.
Have a nice connection. Have Marvin Harris.
You think Carson Beck comes in and he immediately gets a shot at that job?
Oh, yeah. He's in
Jacoby
contention for
Brissett,
it.
I thought they named the
He
starter,
is,
right?
but I bet once they start losing, they're going to find out what
Okay.
they got. Darius Robinson. We got Calvin Ridley.
Nice. They got a good little receiver core out there now.
There, Xavier
Calvin
McKinney.
Ridley, Carnell Tate, Wandale Robinson.
That one's pretty cool. Cool
We got-
looking card.
That's a sick card.
And Saquon.
I love Saquon.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, here we go.
Stuff, not bad. Just need a QB.
What you have
numbered.
to do is you're going to have to put into the chat what you pull out of that hobby. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Zay, best route runner. Mike Evans, now 49er.
Yep.
Be interesting to see what he does going forward. Trey Hendrickson, big contract.
Yep.
And LaQuint Allen Jr. on the rookie.
Nice.
Finish us start.
All right, come on.
I think that's
Latu,
probably the-
Latu. Oh, yeah, it's definitely.
That's probably the one in the
one
box,
from the
yeah.
box. Deron Bland.
Okay, good player.
Oh, kickers. What a waste. Matt Gay.
You have said that
And
at
Khalil
every
Johnson,
kicker we've pulled
a
out of
rookie.
any box.
So this is the one right here.
Yeah, that's a good card.
That's a good card right there.
Right. I mean, that almost covers the blaster. So we got a couple numbers here. We got Michael Chandler,
Yep.
and we got a Marvin Harrison number, and we got a couple of Allen Gitters. So
Getting better.
yeah,
A little better than last time. All right, let's finish it out. What do you got for us, Malik? What do we got?
what do these maniacs have here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, have a listen to this. This is pretty good during a UFL game.
De Leon have some conversations with Ricky Prohl about a penalty or not a penalty with these contested throws, especially to Hakeem. How do you judge that?
If there's a back shoulder and I'm looking at that and, you know, there's no material restriction, I'm just going to leave it alone, to be honest with you.
So if the throw is not where it should be, if that throw's not there, you're not going to reward a poor throw on something like that.
Yeah, that works. That works for me.
How difficult is that call? Is that pass interference versus a contested catch?
I'll be right back.
The official does not want any part of that. Now, that's Brock Heward. He's a sideline reporter. He does a great job in college football and with Fox there as a sideline reporter. UFL has started some things. Like, they were one of the first ones that did the onside kick that now we see in the NFL.
Yeah.
In college football, so the UFL, when there's an instant review, like a replay review, they let you listen to the officials talk about it. So in the ACC in college football, they did that as well. This one, I love the idea. I don't know about and I love putting the official on the spot. Clearly, he didn't want to talk about it.
Well, I
But
think,
like, players don't want to talk about bad plays.
but the thing is, calling him to the carpet is great, and I think all of us love the idea of them having to answer for a bad call. But if you're going to do that, media train the guys a little bit, right?
Right.
Because we've had the luxury of speaking to people who tell us, like, this is how you navigate a tough question a little bit, right?
You got to have a little more confidence with this
poor
dude.
guy.
Like, say, yeah, I
Oh,
saw it.
yeah.
This is what I saw. Not, well, if you say so,
Yeah.
you know, like, you got to have a little bit stronger there. That's why a lot of people are like, could we get this scene in the NFL or in college football? The officials are not going to want to do this. But players, and see, here's the difference. This is during a game. This is right after the call.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of give him a pass, because if you went up to me after I threw an interception, I'd be pissed. I wouldn't want to answer a question about it. But I do like the out of the box concept.
And it's also, you haven't had a lot of times, like a great simple answer is, I haven't had a chance to see the film yet. You know,
Right.
and this guy doesn't know that, but maybe that's, you know, what did he say? Are you confident in the call? And the guy's kind of like backpedaling and trying to get out. I gotta go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though. I like that. What else we got? Ooh.
This umpire just erased a 9. You walk off home run, and players completely lost it after the call. Nah,
Right,
watch
he
this, bro.
throws everybody.
Yeah, that's such a joke. I heard everything. Get out of here.
So watch what happens. Does the kid touch home plate?
If he watches runner coming down third baseline, he steps to the side, and then he touches the bag right
Or
there.
does he? He kind of did, maybe. Other coach is all over it.
Which runner? The first runner. First runner. So, yes.
Calls him out.
Right in front. I saw it.
So does the kid touch that little step right there? I think he might have.
First runner.
The umpire's feeling good, though.
That's a burnout.
He wants to do his job, hold him accountable.
I don't have a choice.
And then he tosses everybody.
He missed it.
Oh.
He didn't touch it at all. He went to the
Oh,
side.
There, did he?
And then your teammates.
Doesn't look like it, and it looks like the ump's right on it.
And then he tosses him after that. And then he tosses the third base coach. Tosses them all. He's out of there.
Dude, I'm going to sound like a Karen. I think I'm with the ump. Like, I
If
think the
only
ump is
thing I
right.
can't tell on that review, the kid looks like he makes a move towards the plate, but I don't know if he touched it. He clearly didn't do it on the first time through.
The ump is in a great position.
Yeah, he's staring
he
right there.
He maintains his calm the whole time. I thought the ump did a nice job.
I'm kind of with you on that one. Outstanding. Good work.
Ump kills the fun. Come on, fellas.
Oh, what happened here? A little Pistons fan getting tossed?
Say it with me. B.
Oh, this is crazy. I saw this.
Let's go.
Where are they going?
So what they did was they told these Pistons fans that they're upgrading their tickets, and they threw them out.
No.
Yeah, that's
So
my
they, like,
understanding.
pranked them.
Yeah,
So
they pranked them. They told them, I think that was in Cleveland.
They better
told
run
them, we're going to
back in, right?
upgrade your tickets, and then they took them down and they locked them out of the building.
That's a great prank. They just better hook them up after
But what
that.
if you're a Pistons fan, why would you think you're getting upgraded in Cleveland's arena?
Right.
Come on, guys,
Yeah,
do
that's a
better.
good call.
Oh, that looks bad. What is going on right here?
These car fights are crazy.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
I thought he was giving him resuscitation.
No, he's trying to suffocate the dude with a seatbelt. Car-jitsu.
All right, so we've got a hangman's noose.
How much do you
here
think these
around the
dudes
throat
make?
Of John
God,
Kennedy.
I hope
Smiling
enough.
at us,
Look,
but,
I'm going to tell you something,
dude.
I met a cool guy at the
goes out,
boardroom the
fight's
other
over.
night. I got to tell you about
He's
this.
looking you in the
Finger in.
Got that finger in.
All right, you can see here Fletcher from above. He's
So what do you
almost
tap
John.
out?
Is it like you die and
Dude's
that's how the
turning
fight
purple.
ends? I mean, the guy hasn't moved in 30 seconds.
Yeah, his face is
But John
purple.
doesn't wanna
Yeah,
tap.
his
He's got
eyeball's
21
popping
seconds
out.
left.
So
He's going to faint. There he
It
is.
looks
He's
like
out.
He's going to try to just go ahead and rake that over the front
Is-
of his face.
Getting that off.
Wow.
No way.
Fletcher's going to take a couple of teeth, maybe the nose, but Slap Daddy is not going to tap. He's
Slap
got about
Daddy.
6
Oh
seconds
my,
here.
he just got to tough
He
it
just
out.
gotta get out.
Go the
Gotta get out of the
distance. Go the
round.
distance.
Yeah, if you open the door once, you
He
don't
made
get a
it.
second opportunity.
Nice. I like it.
He
And
made
John
it out.
makes it to the end of the round. Now that was impressive.
You know what we got to look into?
What?
How can we broadcast one of those?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, man. I met a guy at the boardroom. So I was so fortunate, man. I'm getting to do some cool stuff. We're getting to do some cool stuff with VT Sports. We have another thing coming at you. I got to do a sit down with UFC Hall of Famer Vitor Belfort.
Yep.
Well, in the lounge afterwards, I got to meet a guy who runs this federation where they have like hockey fights. And that's the whole thing. It's just sanctioned hockey fights. So they get guys on skates and they
just
lock
have
them
at
in
it.
there and they just have at it. They just go, it's a hockey fight.
Right.
And it's like whoever wins the fight moves on and blah, blah. And it's pretty crazy. When he told me about it, I was like, this is wild. And it seemed very fan friendly. So maybe we'll dig into seeing how we can broadcast some of that stuff.
I got to see that.
Yes, sir.
All right, how about this girl right here? What a good, looks like a girlfriend, right? She's holding the bag for her boyfriend. Oh, but she drops it
Looks like an
down
ex-girlfriend.
low.
Looks like an
Dude,
ex-girlfriend.
I was worried. I thought she was
Holy cow.
dead. He has to like resuscitate her. I don't know what this move
Well,
is.
yeah, when you
I
pick
don't
her
know.
legs up, you're trying to deliver blood back
Yeah.
to her. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
He finally goes out and calls
Oh,
the cops.
yeah.
Thankfully, she's moving at the end. That did some damage. So who's at fault? It's her
Holy
fault,
cow.
right? I mean, she's got to keep the bag up. She dropped the bag.
I guess the instructions that he gave her are vital. Maybe he thought he was going to get a low kick.
Yes. I don't.
Oh my God! I need to know what the week before this looked like in the relationship.
What about the
Holy cow.
week after?
Oh boy,
That might have been worse.
jeez.
Yikes. Hopefully she's okay.
How does that go? Like I always wonder stuff like this. Like what's the word I'm looking for? What got this guy to think I'm going to release this?
Oh, I mean, you know how people video everything. I want
Yeah.
to show people my kicks. I want to show how good I'm getting on my kicks. Hey, can you come hold this bag for me? I want to show off my high kick.
But this, unless he's streaming this live, something in him said, "I'm going to post this on my account."
Well, obviously, if you're filming everything you do, you want views, right? And then after you do it, you're like, oh, this will get a ton of views. So deep down inside, maybe he told her hold it low, and he went high. And realized maybe didn't realize it was going to be that bad.
That was
But
bad.
I'm
That was
sure it's
bad.
up over 1 million views for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I'm sure that relationship is up in smoke.
Yes, definitely. Oh, man. Fun show. Appreciate you guys listening, watching. Make sure you check along on YouTube, subscribe, like the channel, leave us some comments, leave us some feedback. We love hearing that. Appreciate you guys. Maybe back this week on Friday. Trying to work that out for a second episode.
Yes, we are.
At Danny Cannell.
At Mano Steel, guys. Check us out. Drop comments. Everything Danny said.
Appreciate you guys. See ya.